Talent feels powerful because it's visible. You can watch it work, you can measure it output, speed, creativity, and intelligence. Systems don't feel powerful because most of what they do is invisible. They operate quietly, without personality, without effort, without needing belief. That difference alone explains why systems last and individuals don't. A talented individual can outperform a system for a while, sometimes for years. That's what creates the illusion that talent is enough, but performance is not permanence. Talent produces spikes, systems produce continuity. One depends on energy, the other depends on design. Over time, energy fluctuates, design does not. This is where most people misread history. They notice the individual at the peak and assume the peak caused the outcome. What they miss is the structure underneath that made repetition possible. Talent creates moment, systems create sequences, and sequences are what compound. Systems don't get tired, they don't need motivation, they don't renegotiate their identity every morning. Once set in motion, they keep converting inputs into outputs with mechanical indifference. A talented person, no matter how exceptional, still has to show up, decide, exert, and sustain attention. That dependence on presence is the weakness. The moment the individual slows down, the results slows down with them. The moment the system slows down, it is redesigned, not blamed. This is also why talent burns out so often. Talent is asked to do the work of structure. It's forced to compensate for poor design with more effort, more hours, more discipline. That works temporarily, then it collapses, not because the individual failed, but because the role was unsustainable by definition. Systems outlive talent because they don't care who runs them. They absorb people, not depend on them. When one individual leaves, another steps in, and the output continues almost unchanged. That indifference feels unfair to people who rely on being exceptional. But indifference is precisely what gives systems their power. In the long run, the world does not reward who works hardest or who is most gifted. It rewards what can be repeated without asking permission from a human nervous system. Talent shines, systems persist, and persistence is what shapes outcomes over decades, not brilliance in isolated moments. That is why history remembers structures long after it forgets the individuals who once held them together.